Hey guys, this is a video to actually talk about why PCs have been held back because of the current generation of consoles, and this is something I need to show off. Now, you remember that little head demo that, what was it? The guy was showing off for the PlayStation 4? Well, look at my head demo, and this is something that is running currently on my rig. And yeah, you're going to see details that scare the shit out of people. For instance, my brother, he's a pretty big gamer, and he was blown away by the level of detail that you're seeing in this. And I'll even point out, this is a real-time demo. This is running on my machine. I'm currently like moving the head so you can tell that, yeah, this is running on my machine. And you're seeing details that you can, like, you just can't believe is actually real. Like, you're seeing reflections on the eyeballs. I can go ahead and even change his eye color. So I'll go ahead and change his eye color. As you can see, I'm changing his eye color. I can even change the pupil size too. Let me just give you a better look at that. I can change his pupil size. Boom. I can even turn him into a wireframe so you can just see right through him. You know, we can go ahead and change the focus point. We can even try one of these demos, and this shows off the lighting effects that you can expect, what is capable of actually running. And yeah, let's just say the PlayStation 4 doesn't have shit on this. And he talks too.
Take my money! I ordered a yogurt parfait, and the whole parfait was fruit. Frozen fruit. There was no yogurt. It's supposed to be half fruit and half yogurt. The whole thing is frozen fruit.
This is a human head, guys. You can zoom out, zoom all the way in. But what I'm going to get at, guys, is that if you look at the demonstration that EA showed off with their sports titles and what Activision showed off with the next Call of Duty Ghosts, you're seeing details that were already capable of being produced with PC hardware. But there was no incentive for these developers to actually push PC hardware. And part of the problem is we have what's known as the lowest common denominator effect, where when you're coding a game, you want to make sure that that game is capable of running on the lowest end hardware, which they refused to do for the Wii, because there was a big difference between what the Wii could do versus what the PlayStation 3 and 360 can do. But the distance that you had between those consoles, there's an even greater distance between what the PS3 and 360 were capable of doing versus what PC hardware is capable of doing. And I mean, you have to look at certain things. There's anti-aliasing going on here. I mean, that's why things just look so, detailed. As I said, you look at the eyeballs, which I'll zoom right into. You can actually see whatever the guy's looking at is being reflected into the eyeballs. And this is like detail that, we've been capable of running for quite a while. But again, there was no incentive to actually push this. I foresee in the next 5 years, I foresee games, especially on the PC, I especially see games with details like this as part of a normal game. Right now, of course, they're not doing it. I mean, you see wrinkles and everything. He has multiple facial expressions, which we can get into the whole emotions game, which, let's play the emotions game. He has plenty of them. Here we go. So you can be happy. And then, normal. So, with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, now that the lowest common denominator has been risen, now there's an incentive for developers to actually start making better detailed games. For right now, only PC exclusives really were pushing the hardware, and I'm talking like games like StarCraft 2, you couldn't run that on a PS3, you couldn't run that on a 360. And it actually does push the hardware a lot because there's a lot of physics processing going on. You look at games like even the very first not Far Cry, the Crysis. They had to make a dumbed down version just to run on the PS3 and 360, And Crysis was one of those games that were pushing PC hardware for at a ridiculous level. My rig here can run it easily, no problem. But when the game came out, even the most powerful hardware wasn't able to run the game maxed out. So, I think we're going to see better looking games. I think, you're going to be amazed at what the developers could accomplish, but they just never did it. And the beauty of it is, you guys keep talking about next gen. I've been on next gen for quite a while, so yeah, there's nothing I would have to change in this box to make it ready for, Call of Duty Ghosts or any of the next gen sports titles or any of the next gen, even like the Need for Speed. I forget what the fuck they're calling it. There's a new Need for Speed game, and they're like, look at the in-game graphics and blah blah blah. Yeah, we've been capable of running that for a while. This card's a year old, So it just you guys have to really get with the program here, and just understand that we've been capable on PC hardware. We're pissed off because it took for your next-gen consoles to come out before we started getting even better, good, I would say multiplats. Now, not to say that we had the better version of multiplats, because we tend to have the better version, because the games would run silky, buttery smooth. There's no latency, there's no, frame rate drops or any of that problems. And, the problem is that just the environments in the games look very bland and lifeless. You had some games that looked good, like Tomb Raider actually looked pretty reasonable. I still think there could have been far more they could have done with that game. But again, where's the incentive to develop and actually put more money into it for one platform to enjoy? So now that your precious consoles have just stepped up their game a little bit, finally we will see better detailed games across all platforms. Still, the PC version will still be the definitive edition. Because you look at, for instance, the next Call of Duty, they're still going to have to tune things down to run fine on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. Because even then, if you look at it, just from raw numbers, and this is why I'm also a little annoyed with the way EA is spewing bullshit. They're saying that the Xbox One and PS4 are better than current high-end gaming machines. And I find that extremely funny, considering the fact that the numbers that have been released for the PlayStation 4's graphics processor is 1.8 teraflops. This is 5 point something, I think like 5.2 teraflops in this one fucking card. So you're going to tell me that a PlayStation 4 is more powerful than this? Yeah, you're full of shit. And if you're going to say, well, it has GDDR5 memory, well, GDDR5 memory isn't going to give you a substantial boost in any performance. Why else do you think the Xbox One is using DDR3? It's scientifically proven. And there are tons of benchmarks out there that say that you really don't get a benefit from having much faster RAM, because I think we've hit that point where any additional performance gain will be minuscule, and you really won't see it because applications aren't taking advantage of it. The reason why you want GDR5 in your graphics card is because it's the only application that actually takes advantage of it. Microsoft hasn't disclosed if they're going to use GDR5 in their graphics card, or is it 8 gig shared across DDR3. If it turns out that the graphics card is sharing DDR3 memory, there actually will be a hit in the video memory. There actually will be a performance hit. But for regular calculations and processing for like the game engine and stuff, there really is no performance gain for using GDDR5. It's like the age-old question of, should I use like gaming memory? Yeah, gaming memory is running at 2,000 megahertz as opposed to 1,600 that my sticks are running at. But if you look at it, all you're getting is an additional frame per second. That's it. Is it worth paying the extra $100 on top of for one fucking frame a second? No, it's not. So take care, guys. Definitely listen to what I have to say. If you disagree with me, definitely drop a comment below. But I'm telling you, we've had this. This is running live on my machine. I can zoom in, let me zoom in. Oh, there you go. I can move this. This is real-time rendering on my computer. This is not some video that I'm playing, this is really what we're at. We have the power. We've had it for a while. Congratulations on joining, 5 years ago.